Bo. Please feel free to come and sit at the front if you are comfortable on the floor. It's always a little bit nice to be able to hear everyone as we're chanting. It's okay. Thank you. Appreciate you guys coming forward. The sound in this room really travels, so it's very nice when people are sitting a little bit closer. All right, so we're going to begin this evening with some mantra breathing. And if this is your first time at Austin Kirtan, we're very happy to have you here with us this evening. We're going to just take a few minutes before we begin the mantra breathing, which is, mantra means, man means mind, and tra means to deliver. So to deliver the mind is always very active. And this practice is really quite wonderful for giving our mind something to focus upon so that we can relax and begin to feel very peaceful. Let's all take a few deep breaths, and with each exhale begin to relax our bodies a little bit deeper. Allow your shoulders to fall in relaxation. And if you clench your jaw, you can just allow a little bit of space between your teeth, allowing your jaw to release any tension. Really begin to feel yourself grounding into this space as your mind begins to quiet. Throughout this evening, we'll be saying mantras or singing mantras, and if your mind begins to wander at all, you can just gently bring it back to the sound, this yoga sound. Continue to take some deep breaths and scan your body. If you're still holding on to any tension, just allow that to relax. And in a moment, we'll begin to say the mantra Gora Anga with the exhale of our breath. And on the inhale, say the sound within our minds. Feel free to go at your own pace, whatever feels very natural for you. So let's all take a deep breath in, and with the exhale, begin to say this sound. Go. We'll stop there. So this is your first kirtan. Kirtan is mantra meditation with musical instruments. So we're going to start off with a very simple mantra, Gauranga, which we were just singing. And we'll sing Gauranga, 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 Hari Bol. And so I'll sing this mantra twice, and then you all can follow along.
Haribol!
Haribol! All right. So now we'll welcome up Acharya Das. Acharya Das is here visiting us, and we're very, very fortunate to have him joining us this evening. He has dedicated his life to this practice of bhakti yoga. And not only that, but he is speaking and helping others to have a better understanding as well of spiritual life. So without further ado, let's welcome Acharya Das.
Big chair.
The big chair, also, yeah.
Looks a little intimidating. Namaste, everyone. So before speaking, is this loud enough for everyone? Yeah? Before speaking, I would like to offer my respects to my spiritual teachers, our lineage, and to the Supreme Soul. Om Agyanat Marandasya Gyanajana Salakaya Chaksurum Militan Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Bhaja Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Hey Krishna Kauruna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namostate Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Haribol. So I was asked to speak on the difference between the material energy and spiritual energy. One of the big challenges that people face in taking up a spiritual practice is to be able to come to a very clear understanding of the distinction between that which is material and that which is spiritual. If you ask most people what they mean by the terms, you'll find that the majority of people actually don't have that much clarity on these terms. The Vedas offer some extraordinary insights that offer great clarity on this subject. In the world today, you ask people, most people will recognize, yeah, it's good to be more spiritual, it's not good to be materialistic. But when you ask them what it means to be more spiritual, they will often reference things like, oh, I'm a spiritual person, I'm more drawn to nature. I like a peaceful, natural environment. Without understanding that a natural environment is also material. And that's kind of like, what? That sort of rocked my world a little bit. But I thought if I really liked all of this kind of stuff, and I'm into rainbows and butterflies, that I'm going to be a really spiritual person. And the answer is, well, not necessarily. Or perhaps even maybe not. The material energy is described in a number of different ways, but fundamentally it will have specific characteristics. One is that it goes through cycles of creation and destruction. It is constantly in change. Constantly changing. Whereas that which is spiritual is eternal, is not subject to change. And right there, it's kind of like, well, when I start trying to think what that means to me and how it relates to me and my life and what I'm thinking. One of the foundational understandings of a genuine spiritual life is to come to this appreciation that the body which I am currently inhabiting is actually not me. It actually has nothing to do with me. I will be in it for some time. It will go through all this transformation. It will age. If I get to hang out in it long enough, it will significantly deteriorate, and I will be forced to leave it. That's what they call death. And so it's sort of like the idea, the understanding, the cultivation of the understanding that myself, the person who is experiencing what I call life, that I am an eternal spiritual being. I am an eternal spiritual being. This body does not define who I actually am. That idea is like, we live in a time where we have this horrible magnification of bad ideas through social media. The word selfie, for me, is a totally crap word. Because you can take a picture of your body at any moment in its journey of growth and development, deterioration up to death, but that's not really a picture of you. And it's all part of this culture where we are encouraged to try to find acceptance, to consider whether we are lovable, to consider whether we are attractive, to consider, what is the possibility of actually experiencing a deep and real love. If I tie all of those things to the body that I am wearing around, this is a formula for unhappiness. It cannot produce permanent, deeply peaceful and satisfying happiness. It can only have the opposite effect. A lot of people, when they think of spirit, the word spirit or spiritual, they think of it as being an energy, which is okay, but they equate energy with something that is inherently impersonal. The truth of the matter, and this is absolutely mind-boggling if you can actually come to deeply appreciate it. The body, by nature, is impersonal. When the living being leaves the body and it falls over, we see its actual nature. The personality that's manifest through the body is because of the presence of an eternal spiritual being. And one of the characteristics of an eternal spiritual being is that we are inherently persons. The Sanskrit word for this is Purusha. Purusha literally means a person, the one who is able to enjoy, the one who is able to experience. And the most extraordinary thing is that by some amazing mechanism, when the living being finds themselves embodied within a body, the potency and the power of you, the spiritual being, is so great that you lend life, you lend the symptoms of life, you lend an apparent personality to the body, to the external body. And most people, though, in this world will go through their entire life absolutely and completely absorbed in the wrong idea that the body is who I am. All the way up to the end of the life in this body, people will be lost in this erroneous conclusion. And they will not have come to discover their true self, to experience the truth and the wonderful reality of my eternal spiritual nature. The symptom of the presence of the spiritual energy is life. The material energy does not have the characteristic of life. Life is a symptom. Anywhere where you see life, it is because of the presence of the spiritual energy, the energy of the living being. It is called the Jiva Atma. Atma means the self, and the Jiva refers to life and to living. The reality is that anything that we look at where we can see some symptom of life is because of the presence of this spiritual energy. The process of a spiritual journey or a spiritual life is the cultivation of a very deep and wonderful, not just understanding, but a realization of who I truly am, who I actually am, the living being within this body. There is factually nothing more liberating There is nothing more powerful in terms of its ability to free you from experiencing emptiness, loneliness, unhappiness, states of depression, fearfulness, finding no home, although we desire a home. There is nothing that will actually address these things. In the same way that the realization of my spiritual identity, who I am as a spiritual being, the effect that that will have on my life, that will transform not only the way I look at myself and where I seek happiness, where I seek a home, where I seek love, where I seek fulfillment. It will radically affect how I look upon all other living beings. And it will radically impact how I look upon this world. Is this easy to grasp? Does anybody have a problem with it? We can handle this, okay? Part of the discovery and to become more intimately connected with the spiritual dimension, with the spiritual being, my true inner being. Part of that experience will be that I come to recognize that many of my desires and pursuits in life are actually coming from a spiritual source, but they are being due to misidentification, we head into really bad directions. I'll give you an example. Every single living being desires happiness. Right or not? You know anybody that's really happy about being on a bummer? They aspire to be deeply lost in unhappiness and on a bummer? No. We desire happiness. And the reason that we desire happiness is because it is part of our inherent spiritual nature. The spirit soul itself naturally exists in a state of limitless happiness. And because that is part of our deeper and eternal spiritual nature, we've kind of lost the plot. We're so caught up in this external garment of the body and the mind, which also covers us. And then we think, oh, okay, yeah, we have this perpetual desire for happiness. And so we approach things in a very limited way. I just try to stimulate my body and my mind. I feed it things. I listen to things that are all trippy and I like to look at things that stimulate my sight. I like to feel nice, gentle things caressing my body. You know, I'm just kind of like constantly directing the search for happiness towards this external garment, this vehicle. And because of this, we suffer terribly from spiritual malnutrition. We feed our bodies, but we don't feed the soul, if I can put it that way. And it doesn't matter how stimulating things can be, how extraordinary the experience can be, it never touches me in the core of my being. Even at the moment when I'm lost in some intense sensual experience, I'm like, ah. But then as soon as that moment passes, again I'm in that lonely place. I'm in that unfulfilled place. I'm in that space where I'm looking for more meaning and purpose and a greater form of happiness that's actually lasting, that doesn't just, reach a peak and then dies. I desire it so much because it is part of my eternal spiritual nature. The other great driver is the desire for love. To both love and to be loved. This is actually probably more powerful than the desire for happiness. But once again, we seek to fulfill what is actually a spiritual need and desire with limited material personalities in a limited and temporary world. And so while we may have nice relationships, we may even feel that, yes, I actually love someone and they love me. At the same time, I have the experience that this is not completely fulfilling. There's got to be a higher ideal. And so everybody loves a good love story or a book or something. People like it. People are drawn to it because we have this greater ideal that's actually driven by a spiritual condition, a spiritual desire. I mentioned earlier that people who may think that they have a tremendous affinity for nature or for animals or, that this is somehow a spiritual condition. And I said that it wasn't. This is actually a really big subject. It's a really big subject. But I'll just say a little about it just in case somebody is wondering, what the hell is he talking about? There are different types of invisible forces within the world. They are categorized in three primary categories. One of them is called the mode of goodness. Another one is called the mode of passion. Don't worry, you don't have to learn this or anything. And the third is the mode of ignorance. And when people are influenced by these, which are material energies, in the mode of ignorance, one is, you see these places on the big cities where you have all these people with needles hanging out of their arms, and they're either taking copious amounts of drugs and fentanyl and stuff, or alcohol, or prescription medication, but then they're just like zombied out. Their life is just purposeless and empty. This is what's broadly categorized as this influence of this mode of ignorance. In the mode of passion, people strive. to create, to become, to excel, to achieve. You just think of like high-level athletes or great painters or movie directors or actors or musical performers, people striving for this excellence. And business people, building all these buildings and stuff. This is considered the influence of what's called the mode of passion. The aspect of nature where a person becomes drawn to that which is quiet and peaceful, where one can feel a bit more settled and less disturbed by things. This is the influence of this energy known as what's called the mode of goodness. That is not the same as being spiritual. It just means a person is in a state where they can actually, if they decide to adopt a real spiritual practice, this becomes like a really good springboard to a deeper spiritual, an actual spiritual experience. But this is probably, I just felt the need to mention that. Don't worry too much about it. But just because we're discussing the subject and seeking some clarity on what is the distinction between that is material and that which is spiritual. They're two entirely different energies. In the very famous Bhagavad Gita, there are a couple of verses that describe the breakdown and nature of the material energy. And then in the succeeding verse, it says, and besides these, meaning the varieties of different material energy, there is another superior energy which comprises the living entities who are exploiting the resources of the material or inferior nature. So this is the material condition where you have an eternal, glorious, perfect, wonderful, lovable, spiritual entity who has adopted a false identity, adopted the body in which I'm currently inhabiting and the mind that's running all over the place as being me. The living being is the one making it, so the body manifests symptoms of life, the mind becomes highly active. But in that process, I become lost. I become lost as to who I truly am. If you can begin a spiritual journey, a journey of cultivating understanding and a newer and better way of looking at the world, looking at others, looking at myself, it will automatically mean that the qualities that actually we are drawn to kindness. We are drawn towards gentleness. We are drawn towards the humble souls. The arrogant, the loud, the violent, that's not attractive. Not really. But my heart becomes drawn to that which is innocent, towards kindness, towards gentleness, towards humility. If I actually cultivate a genuine spiritual life, not only will I increasingly be drawn to that type of person or those types of things, I will tend to manifest these things also, which will greatly help restore a wonderful balance and a gentleness to my life. Apart from cultivating some understanding of spiritual truth, the greatest thing that you can do to bring about a transformation, a realization. You know what the word realization means? Anybody want to have a shot? What is realization?
Realize what is real?
Huh?
To realize what is real?
Fundamentally, yes, is where something goes from being an idea to a reality that you actually experience. This is realization. It became a realized experience. So the things that we are talking about are not just mental ideas. Many people can sort of like consider it and go, yeah, I can buy into that. Yeah, I kind of get that. I sort of see that. But our everyday life doesn't necessarily change very much. If we want transformation, if we want a revolution of the heart, where everything is completely switched 180 degrees for the better, there is nothing more potent and powerful as the use of spiritual sound as a form of meditation, and doing it in a community together. It's called Sangha. This is particularly potent in this time in which we live. So being able to not only cultivate a personal and private practice of using spiritual sound in a meditation, I'll use the word habit, something that is done every day for at least a certain amount of time. Not only that, but then to come together and engage as a group in Kirtan, Sankirtan. It is powerfully transformative and can change your heart, can purify your mind, and gift you with deep understanding and spiritual vision, and begin to awaken this increasingly wonderful perception of my actual spiritual identity. So that's what's been offered. And I think that's about all I got for now. Anybody have a question? Or if you like, after I was going to lead a meditation, a kirtan, and perhaps afterwards, if anybody has question, you want to hang or then we can do it for a little bit. Yeah, just so we don't hold everybody else up who may have other things they're committed to doing. So we can do that after the kirtan. Thank you all very, very much for giving me the opportunity to share these wonderful truths. So we will chant a little. Oh.
It's a little big.
No, I'm looking at the hole here.
Oh, yeah, it's a portal. It's
Yeah, no.
sound.
So I will begin with Hari Bol Nitai Gaur mantra. I brought a slightly softer one. Hari Bol Nitai Gaur mantra, and then maybe Gopala Govinda Rama, and see how it's going. We might progress into Maha Mantra. Your
Thank you so much, Acharya Das.
You're very welcome.
All right. Well, so I guess we'll have a few minutes for those of you who have questions. You can stay back and speak with Acharya Das. And we have these, if you guys want to sit down for just a few minutes, we have a few announcements here. We have these kirtans the second and fourth Friday of every month. And the next kirtan is the day after Thanksgiving. So we will be here.
Giving thanks.
Giving thanks and chanting. And we'll have a full Thanksgiving feast, and we will call it Friendsgiving for our community here. And we'll have a lovely kirtan as well. And for those of you who would be interested and who are interested in cultivating a daily practice of meditation with the same mantras here, mantra meditation, and in your own life, in developing a private practice at home, we have some japa meditation beads, these meditation beads here. And we will be showing you all how to use these and providing support for those of you who would like to begin to cultivate this practice. And if you are interested in that, we'll do just a short 7-day group where we'll all just support each other in cultivating this practice. So if you are interested in that, I'm going to give more information in the coming days, but if you'd like to get on the email list for that, please see me after the event. And other than that, we hope to see you all the day after Thanksgiving here. And thank you again, Acharya Das. Thank you so much for being here. All right. Haribol, everybody.